Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to Respawn number 27 on the 6th of April 2013. I am GameStar's Ragnarok. I am here bringing you all the League of Legends actions that is coming from Respawn Lan with its lovely Mexican theme, something to taco about at the moment. It does look like one of our guys has crashed, and it looks like he's coming back in again. So this game just did start up and is underway. We're just waiting for the teams now to start back up again. I'll just ready. So yes, we will be jumping back into it. We are going to be doing another game from Strength in Numbers with their great wins at the moment with 20 odd to single digits every single game. They will be going up against Imperatorius, who actually have, from what I've heard, have had some reasonably good games themselves with some easy wins. So this should be shaping up to be a fantastic match between these two teams. Hopefully these two can go through it and make a decent go of it, seeing we've seen two stomps in the last previous. Don't forget, guys, these guys are playing off for $500 cash for first place. Second place will be getting $250 cash, and third place is getting 5 computer fans that come from Fractal Designs. So some good computer fans there coming out for third place, so one apiece for each of them. A big shout out actually to the admin that's here, Parabolus, also Jeffrey, which is my own name, so it's quite amusing that you've got Jeffrey and Jeffrey coming in and running all the League of Legends for you guys. It does look like we are having a little bit of an issue at the moment. One of the guys still hasn't joined back in. So we're just waiting on him to come back in. I'll just quickly, for you guys, I'll switch this over and I'll bring up the actual bracket for you. So as you can see, this is the bracket that's going through at the moment. We do have Imperatorius versus Strength in Numbers, and Fibonacci 5 will be going up against Team Solo Mutt. And in the lower bracket, we do have the Furious Rubiks going up against Ruthless Honor, as well as Scrub Rift, waiting to see who they're going to be playing up against, and Danger Zone as well as Canberra. We saw them in the match before. They got a little bit stomped by Strength in Numbers, but all good. We'll be seeing how they're going. But as you can see, it is double elimination. We do have Imperatorius, Strength in Numbers, and Fibonacci 5 and Solo Mutt going into the minor grand final, just to see who is going to be going through to play off for that grand final position. And don't forget that there will be a 1-game advantage going in with whoever goes in, wins through the upper bracket. They will have 1-game advantage in a best of 3. So we'll see, and it does look like we do have the game underway, as you can tell. So we do have it coming up, and we do have Strength in Numbers will be sitting on the purple team this time. Blue team will be Imperatorius. Imperatorius, most likely. I am pronouncing that wrong, but oh well, that's what casters do. So we do have this game going underway, and I've actually got the wrong screen up. This is the screen that I want to have up. That's better. So it'll be interesting to see what they go with the pickup. They have gone with a couple of interesting ones. Strength in Numbers have. They picked up a Rumble in the last game that was quite dominating. Their AD carry always doesn't die, so it'll be interesting to see if he actually can get picked off in this match. So we do have the Bears coming out. Rumble has been banned. They still must have seen that somehow in the last match. And the Volley Bear's been banned out by Strength in Numbers. Cassidy taken away from as well. Cassidy, remember, was that strong mid they had in that very first game we casted. Shen's been taken out, and Misfortune. So they don't want the Misfortune pickup either. And it's going to be interesting to see what Strength in Numbers bans out here for their last one. It's the only one that they've taken a little bit of time to take. And it is going to be Elise. So it looks like they're trying to get rid of that nice, strong, bursty AP mid. They can come out, and the first pickup's going to be Tarek. So we have not seen the Strength in Numbers support play anything else but Tarek so far. So, and it's just been so dominating on that bottom lane for him. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for him. But we do have the pickups now coming from Aluzon and Zodiac. See exactly what they're going to be picking up. They're probably talking about it because they most likely thought they were going to be picking up that Tarek once again. And ooh, Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix comes straight out of the gate, and that's most likely. And the Ezreal. The Ezreal, you remember, went 7-0 and 2 in that last match. So very, very strong there on the AD for them. But we get Varus and Cho'Gath both come up here. Cho'Gath, he was a tanky top lane sort of hero, but he did move slightly towards the jungle. As of recently, seeing it was easier for the AoE guys to clear out the jungle a lot better. But it's now going to be the pickup now for strength in numbers. And there we go. It does look like they're going to pick up the Blitzcrank this game. As you remember, the Blitzcrank was picked up last game by their opponents. Who was it? Canberra. And they will be taking up that Zed once again. That Zed seems to be the go-to guy at this point. He seems to be the one they always want to pick up every game. And it gets to that certain point in the game where they actually deal out quite a bit of damage. He's just so tanky and can deal out so much. It's absolutely ridiculous what he can do. But they are going to lock those in. The last two pickups now for Imperatorius. Let's see what they're going to come in and pick up. Interesting is Xin Zhao. So they're going to lock that in, Xin Zhao, and it looks like a Ryze is going to be going into that mid lane. So Ryze, they have not picked up their AP mid yet. So it's going to be interesting to see if they go with this Ryze or if they're thinking they might go something a little more all-rounded. Because I remember a little while ago, Ryze had that change where he lost a lot of his amount of mana he has into ability power, and he's gone more. You can build more AP on him now. So it's going to be fun to see how this gets. I'm getting messages here from one of my good friends, Shads, who's also one of my GameStar. He did a lot of the Alienware competition we finished last year. Saying we should get some Left 4 Dead going later tonight, and hopefully we do. And I will also stream that out because I was not the greatest at the game. I was okay, but I was not fantastic. So, and this error again, active game not found, but it's obviously there. But anyway, we are going. Last pickup here, it's going to be Halsky that's going to be picking up this last one, and it will be an AP style character to see because they've got a lot of AD right now. They need that AP to come out. It's going to be interesting to see who they pick up. Because the Cassidon's been banned, the Rumble's been banned, and a tree. They're going to go with Maokai, the big burly tree. So this looks like that. This looks like they're going to have Zed sitting on mid lane, most likely again, with the Kha'Zix sitting up on top lane, tree jungle. That's what my thoughts are of how this is going to be run. It's going to be interesting to see who goes jungle. The Cho'Gath or the Xin has been swapped out now. So we do have the Varus in the situation. So Varus and Tarek, that's a pretty deadly combo once you get it right. But Ezreal Blitzcrank, that can do some massive, massive damage on some of these guys if it comes down to it. That pull in, as well as the blink that the Ezreal has, that he can jump up just that little bit quicker, get a little bit of extra damage off, and before you know it, you've lost all your health. But it's going to be interesting to see whether we have another level 1 fight, because I remember it went 3-0, and the Ezreal picked up a double kill, got a very early good start because of those. Managed to pick up a secondary Doran's Blade as well as some health pots, so he was able to sustain on the lane very, very well down on the bottom without too much of an issue. But it does look like we're going to be going now into the 3-minute delay, waiting up to try until this game actually starts in. So we'll see exactly what we're going. We'll have a look over at the Ryze to begin with, see what sort of runes he's gone, because this is where it gets interesting. It does look like he's gone ability power and magic penetration, quints and marks, and then we've got armor, seals, and magic resist glyph. So it looks like he's looking for that fairly tanky Ryze build that can come out. We'll have a look over to the other, most likely going to be that Zed in the mid lane again. So we'll jump over, we'll have a quick look at his runes, and they're probably going to be the same. Yep, armor pen, and some movement speed, as well as the armor penetration mark. So he's going to be outputting a lot of armor penetration, basically taking anyone he comes up against nearly down to 0 or already. He's only got 17, but add a bit of percentage on that, and this can be deadly. He will have health scaling seals, so 19.44 at level 18, and then the glyphs, magic resist glyphs. You know, he doesn't. Sure, it's going to be interesting. It does look like they have a little bit of magic in there. The Zen and the Varus are going to be the only ones that are going to be outputting a lot of AD damage, so it looks like he might be fairly safe there. We'll go into our top laners. Will most likely be that Cho'Gath. It looks like the Zen will be going into the jungle. So we'll have a quick gander over to here. Have a look at his runes. He does have health per level on his quints, so 2.7 health, attack speed, marks, armor, seals, and magic resist most likely. Yep, magic resist per level glyphs. Masteries we go over, and you're just going to look at the standard but it looks like he's gone magical damage. Looks like he's gone for a bit of magical damage in his offense tree, rather than going into the AD damage, so I don't know if that's a little bit of a mistake there. Oh, it's top laner, so that's the Cho'Gath. So no, don't worry, I was looking at the jungler. We have a look at the Kha'Zix for a matchup. Go over, have a look at his runes. They're going to be attack damage, and armor, and magic resist per level, most likely. No, just flat magic resist coming up on his glyphs. And we'll check out quickly check out the junglers before time runs out. We've only got 40 seconds left. So I have a look at the junglers. Most likely a bit of ability power, some magic penetration, armor, and some magic resist coming out. Most likely at 921-0. Yep, 921-0. It looks like he's taken a bit in the attack speed. There, he hasn't put any in his cooldown reduction, as well as getting the extra ability power and the arcane knowledge for the bonus damage. We'll have a quick look at the Zen. He will be in the jungle, so we'll go over and quickly check out his runes. He does have attack damage, armor pen, as well as armor and magic resist per levels. Quick look at his masteries, 921-0. Not much there. That's a little that you wouldn't expect. And we will jump back because the game is going to be starting in one moment. It looks like. There we go. It looks like we're finally getting the load up screen. I will jump myself over to the game screen right now, and it looks like it's just completely and utterly black while it's trying to load. I'm just checking out over down at our admin's computer as well. It looks like he's finally loaded up as well. So here we go. We're getting in. We're loading up into the game. Sorry. Sorry. Shad's saying he's craving a bit of Left 4 Dead, so that's just not too sus. Just telling him I'm giving him a shout out. Good on Shads. Coming down. Shads usually lives in New South Wales. He's come all the way down to Melbourne for this event. So, well done. Just then, mate. Just then. Good on him coming down. But this is such a massive event here. There's about 500 players all crammed into the hall here at La Trobe University in Bundoora, Melbourne. Fantastic. Sometimes they have some of the GT esports events and stuff like that. I remember quite a few times there's been a cyber gamer event down here at some point, but we are here. We are into the League of Legends, and they are going to be on their way. It looks like most likely what we've seen both times from Strength in Numbers is they're just going to guard their blue and try and keep it as well as they can. I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but it looks like one team's already 100 got goal behind. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or not, but oh. Sorry, quick drink. I've done nothing but talk all day. It does look like they're going to be going over. They're going to be protecting the red this time. It does look like we have Varus as well as the Taric standing down in the bottom bushes, just holding up. And they might be going for an invade, but there is an observer warrior here already watching them move around into the bush, so they know they're going to be coming in. And look at them, they just disengage, they just back right off. They're just going to be getting out as much as they can. It looks like they're going to go for a counter blue. They're just going to run straight down into the enemy jungle, pick up that blue, while the other 5 are all standing up here on the top lane. So yeah, you can see them now. The 5 of them are all moving into the jungle. They're going to be trying to see what they can find down there. No wards out. No, you have no idea where they're going to be sitting. And it looks like they're going to be taking the wolves as well as the blue. And it looks like here comes Zed right now. Zed's going to be moving himself around. into position. So all 5 of them sitting up here on the top lane. Just waiting, and it looks like they're going to be going down right now. It looks like Cho'Gath is backing off. He's going to be jumping up on... Where is that Cho'Gath? Yeah, he's going to be jumping up onto that top lane. So he's going to walk himself up there right now. And if they wanted to, they could actually cut him off right here in this little center bit right here as the Cho'Gath walks up with a Blitzcrank pull. And it does look like they're going to be going straight back. And they're going to be trying to get down to the bottom lane as quickly as they can. And there we go. It looks like Zed's going to absolutely annihilate it. Maokai is going to be down here taking out that blue. Maokai is their jungler. So it looks like they're just trying to get rid of it as quickly as they can. Mayo does have now his own blue buff. And Xin has picked up the blue buff, as well as picking up that nice little Wolf's Camp there as well. So he's managed to pick himself up a little bit extra than what the Mayo has. But that's perfectly fine for him. Mayo's picked up 2. He's got a blue buff. He's going to be perfectly fine to jungle all the way through for a while. Very easy to jungle with him, especially once you finally get a blue buff up. He's going to pop himself level 2 very, very shortly. Most likely when he gets over to the red buff. So, and then we go back down to the bottom lane, and this is the lane you're going to have to watch out for, because of the Taric stun, as well as the Blitzhook, we saw so much awesomeness with that last game. So, now we're going to have, again, but this time we're going to have the Ezreal with the Blitzcrank, and a Varus with the Taric. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this manages to go. So the Ezreal now coming up, CSing quite well. Xin managed to pick himself up 10 in the jungle so far. Cho'Gath does have himself... Oh, and I forgot, I have not swapped these around yet. So we do have the Zed versus... who's up on top lane? Kha'Zix versus Cho'Gath up on the top lane. Our mid lane will be the Zed versus the Ryze. And it looks like there's a little bit of a thing going out. And Kha'Zix just putting so much damage down. The Ignite goes out, but the health pot might keep him alive through that. Yeah, it should. Yes, it does. Perfectly fine. And he throws a ward down on the ground. I'm not sure exactly what that was about. Is there any sudden teleports up on this team? If I have a quick gander over the teams. I can't remember what my button is for it. No. Ryze has not got a teleport. No, it is in. So there's no real teleports down here. The only one who actually has a teleport is the Cho'Gath. So he might have thrown the ward down just to teleport himself back up there. But he could have teleported to a minion. And it does look like there's it's going down. And first blood does go down to the Varus. And it does look like Ezreal is going to pick up a counter kill onto the other support. So support going down for support. Ezreal can output a lot more damage than the Varus can right now. Barrier goes up. He is going to pick up the very, very well. He does manage to get out there with things. Double kill goes down for the Ezreal. He does manage to pick himself up to there. That's going to be another great start for him. When he goes back, he's going to probably pick himself up another Doran's Blade, or if he has the cash, just go for boots and maybe a Vampiric Scepter. He does. We've seen it quite good there. AD player. Sulzon manages to pick up very, very well and always get his CS, managed to get a lot of kills and not die himself. So it's going to be interesting to see. Zed, looks like Zed actually is farming up really well, keeping very even with the Ryze, and that's very hard to do against the Ryze, because Ryze is quite a good farmer standing in the middle lane. And we do have it, and it does look like we have some nice applause that's going off because someone's won something over in the crowd for one of the competitions. Always giveaways going out here at Respawn all the time. And there goes a gank in from the Zen, and it does look like Kha'Zix is just going to get himself out, just leap himself away, get out with no issues. And now he's getting pushed down to his tower. He should be okay to last hit under here. And yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine. He's got enough damage output so far to just continually last hit. Oh, he buggered that one up a little bit. He's just going to hold it here, and it does look like the ping's going out on the Mayo. They know he's going up into the top lane, and then he just backs off. And Zen can do the same. And we do have the Blitzcrank standing down here. Ezreal, he did back off. He got himself a Vampiric Scepter as well as another Doran's Blade. Same as what he did last time, delaying those boots just a little bit. But we do have Varus. Varus has got himself up his Vampiric Scepter as well, plus 2 health potions. So Ezreal, he will be outputting a little bit more damage than what the Varus will be right now. And the ward goes down in the bush for him. And this Kha'Zix seems to be farming up very, very well, although Cho'Gath's doing okay as well. Cho'Gath has managed to pick up 28 to the Kha'Zix 35. When it comes down into the late game, Cho'Gath becomes more of just a straight tank, and Kha'Zix will actually be very, very good. He's going to actually pick up a lot more damage. He'll do a lot more, as well as keeping his tankiness as the game goes on. So we do have this Kha'Zix. He's farming up so fantastically in the mid lane. And there goes the Taunt out from the Kha'Zix just to make things better. And Ezreal does miss that pulse. And the pull comes in, but it does actually miss on him. And that you can hear good old Tristan in the background screaming out, go, go, go. And you have a look at this, Kha'Zix can just jump down on this Cho'Gath right now if he really wants to and output a lot of damage. And Varus down here in the bottom lane, he's just last hitting away. He's doing really, really well actually. He's keeping up very well with the Ezreal. And Ezreal, this AD carry, Sulzon, has actually pulled away from most other AD carries by this time during the game. So it's good to see this one being kept up, but the Ezreal does have 2 kills where the Varus has got only 1. He did die once, and there goes the big shot coming through, trying to pick up a little bonus damage, but manages to miss. Taric walking around, he will have that dazzle for whenever he feels like it, and it looks like they're getting zoned off the lane right now. So Varus can't really actually get anywhere close, and it does look like the pings are going through. A little bit of questioning ping on the Zed. Zed is just standing up in the middle lane. No teleport. Ping does come up onto the top lane. Kha'Zix is back up there. He is level 6 now. What did he augment? That's the question. Where are we? I want to go back to the Kha'Zix. I want to see what he actually augmented. Yeah, so it looks like he's involved his claws. So he's going to have the increased damage whenever he does that. Most likely you're going to see him involve the leap as well. As well as that little AoE burst that he can come out from him. So it should be interesting. Oh, pull! Oh, Blitz only just misses the pull. We'll go back over to the Kha'Zix just for now. So I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's done anything, but he's just like coming out. He's just absolutely annihilating down on this guy right now. And there you go. That's what he actually augmented. He augmented Void Spike, so he's going to have the extra damage coming out from those, as well as the three attacks. So it's good burst damage. It's good. Very good, and that Taric, nice in pull range, but it doesn't look like they're going to be going for it. Blitz, it looks like he's trying to walk around to try and find a good spot to pull, but they're just playing very, very safe, hiding behind their minions. But if the minions all disappear, and there we go, Void Spikes go out again on the Cho'Gath. So, and he is sitting there on a ward, so the Kha'Zix knows exactly where he is, and he has no issues with going down on him. And the Quiet goes down, he does miss, and the Kha'Zix will actually come out very, very high on this, and it does look like we have the Xin Zhao coming in here, but no, he's going to actually pick up the kill, and he's not going to get away. Ezreal comes down, and Maokai is actually ganking down on the bottom lane, and it does look like the Taric's going to go down, picked up by the Maokai, manages to pick up the kill there, and Kha'Zix leaps away to Xin Zhao, just about killing him off. But Xin, he can't exactly tower dive or do anything under that tower. He doesn't have enough health on him. And it does look like we're going to be going in for a dragon right now. We do have Blitzcrank as well as the Mayo coming in here. Blitz is going to take a lot of damage from this. And you need the Ezreal's burst to come in. Absolutely damage this down. It does look like, he's almost got himself enough to pick up that thing. And Kha'Zix does get dove under the tower by the Zen. We'll jump back to that in a second and check that out coming up at the top lane. So we do have the Kha'Zix. He is sitting there. He is very low health. And the Zen has managed to pot up. And there we go. Sitting under the tower. And Zen pops his ultimate, gets it all down, and manages to get away without taking too much damage. And then the dragon obviously will go down. Yeah. And, yep. There we go, so Dragon does end up going down to the Mayo, and they all back off, go back up to the base, and Ezreal, yeah, he manages to pick up that BF sword, so he's got a lot of damage now, rushing into that Bloodthirster, still hasn't picked up any boots whatsoever. Varus still sitting down there, he is reasonably even on the CS, but he hasn't actually gone back to base just yet. See how much money he's got. 1600. He can go back and jump back and grab himself his own BF sword if he wants, but it doesn't look like he wants to do that. Looks like he wants to try and output as much damage onto this tower as he can just about now, and he is going to pick up a little bit of extra gold. Most likely wants to try and get that boots as well. And Blitz misses that pull. Blind hook into the bush, trying to pick up the Varus, give Ezreal some easy damage down, seeing he did use a lot of his abilities. And we'll jump back over and we'll see what he can't find. It looks like, yeah, here we go. We got the Kha'Zix going very aggressive onto the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath doesn't have that much that he can do about it right now. He has picked himself up 2 cloth armors, so he's got 30 bonus as well as a filler stone, so he does have a lot of health and mana regen coming out. And here we go, we got the Maokai. He's walked up into the bush. There hasn't been a ward that spotted him, most likely do that, but does the Mayo has flash up? Yeah, he does have flash, so he can flash into Twisted Advance and jump onto that Cho'Gath. And we do have sapling go down, very interesting sapling go down. And they're telling him, yeah, they're telling him to go back and farm into the jungle. So it looks like Kha'Zix is just going to back off for now. Go back. They got him pushed to the tower. Not a great time to gank for him, but here we go. We've got Ezreal down on the bottom lane. Blitz is just sitting back, waiting patiently for anything to happen down here. And we go back. It looks like there was gank trying to come in on mid and lane, but a little bit late. By the time the imprisonment got off, Xin was well away. So it does look like we have Xin coming back. He is out of mana right now, so he might back off and try and get some more. Doesn't have much in the way of abilities, or he'll just run through the jungle and wait for his mana to passively come back up. What's he sitting on? He does have himself that Kindle Gem as well as a Madra's Razor. Similar sort of thing. Spirit Stone that's come up actually on top of that Mayo, so he's actually getting a little bit, and we do have the Mayo. He's come down now into the middle lane. He looks like he's wanting to try and gank up on that right. He does have flash to Twisted Advance of the, he comes out just a little bit too far. He's going to absolutely rip him apart, but we go down to bottom lane. Looks like Blitzcrank is laughing as much as he wants, and that Ezreal poke is just getting really annoying for that Taric. As much as Taric can continually heal himself up, he is copping so much damage. And there we go. Nice hook, manages to get picked up, and the Taric will go down. A nice ultimate there by Varus, trying to hold him out, but unfortunately a little bit too late. Ezreal did manage to pop off his ultimate, get a lot of damage down. The hook, the silence, as well as the knock-up was just too much for the Taric to deal with. And we do see Zed, he has managed to pick himself up a Brutalizer already. He's just standing up around in the mid lane, farming up perfectly fine. He's actually overtaken that Rise now. He's picked himself up 109 for the 81. Ezreal's on 101 to the 89. So here we go. We're starting to get to that point where they're starting to out-CS each other. Although Cho'Gath is doing very, very well. He's sitting up on 84 to the Kha'Zix 89. And there we go. The Mayo Sapling sees where the Xin Zhao is. And it does look like we got the Mayo. He is going to be going in for that blue buff. He's not going to be giving it to the Blitz, by the look of it. No, Blitz looks like he's just running down into the lane. He's going to ward up Dragon, just make sure that there's no one there. And pings are going up, saying warning, Xin might be running up there to gank you. And it does look like, yeah, he's just going to stand up the tower and he's just going to tank it, so he can get out as much damage as he possibly can, get as much CS as he possibly can. And it does look like that, yeah, Ezreal's just going to be farming nicely, and the Blitz is doing such a brilliant job zoning out, constantly zoning out, and just standing in this bush. And I mean, the Varus and the Taric can't get anywhere near, and they know where he is. You have a look. They actually know that he's standing in that bush and being careful. And here comes the Xin. The Xin's actually going to be running in here, but at the same time, you got Mayo who's standing up on the top of the lane. So this is going to be a 3v3 at the moment coming in. And here we go. We do have him coming in. The Dazzle does not go off, and they're going to get away perfectly fine from this. There is going to be nothing that comes in here. The Zen looks like he's coming in here to try and help push down the tower, but there you go, the Taric gets pulled in under tower range, and he's going to get, oh, will he? Yep, there we go, the flash in, manages to get, and the Zen Zhao now is going to be in a lot of trouble. All we need is the Maokai to get a Twisted Advance off. It looks like he's already flashed in, but he's not going to be able to do it. There we go, the Twisted Advance goes off, and the Blitzcrank knock up. It looks like Zen's actually going to lose his life. Great ultimate there by Varus again, and it is going to crash out all of them. Blitz under the tower, flashes out, the Ignite goes down on him, but he's not going to die. Oh, great shot there by the Varus, manages to get picked off, and a great kill there for him. He really needs that. He is getting out CS by the Ezreal, as well as behind in kills. The Ezreal now has 4 kills. Well, the Varus does have 2, and he has managed to pick up that Bloodthirster, but I mean, Ezreal so far ahead already has that Bloodthirster plus 800 gold in his little kitty, so he's going to be able to go in for whatever he wants next. Most likely some armor penetration, or maybe even some attack speed. Might go into that Triforce just to see, give himself a little bit of tankiness, give himself a little bit of extra straight out damage. But we are sitting here in Cho'Gath. Look at him, he's already got a couple of stacks up on Feast. He's got 6 stacks, fully stacked up. He's got a lot of bonus health. He really going to be hard for this Kha'Zix to actually kill him off, but looks like the Kha'Zix has no issues with running in there, still going toe-to-toe with him, and it does look like that Ezreal is finally going to be getting out of there. And you have a look at him as he leaves out there. This Kha'Zix farming away perfectly up the top. Cho'Gath, now that he's got some stacks up, now that he's got a bit of armor behind him, he's going to be perfectly fine with spamming off some abilities. He's going to have fun farming. He should be fairly fine with his farming up there and should be able to keep up. And I know there's a ward down there in the bottom bush, but we do have, it looks like the Blitzcrank standing all alone on that bottom lane. It does look like Ezreal's finally gone back, finished up his boots, Does have it. A big engagement going down the mid lane. It does look like Zed. He might go down. The big gang comes off, and yes, he will. And the Maokai is actually stuck in there as well. They might be able to pick up 2 here. If Zin's going to go in and actually dive the tower. Out of mana is Rise, so Rise won't be able to do too much here. And no, they can't keep tanking that tower like that. Zin lost so much health just standing out of that tower. And it does look like we have the Ezreal down here still farming away. He is. It looks like the Varus is actually starting to catch up a little. It looks like he's just smartly farming down here on the bottom lane, trying to keep up. But it's definitely not the stomp that we've seen from strength in numbers as of late, and it does look like that Imperatorius is actually taking it toe-to-toe with them. But this game is still early. We're not even 20 minutes in yet. A lot can actually happen. And you look at the gold, there's only 3,000 in it in the way of strength in numbers. So they're not all that far ahead. But we do have the Ezreal. He is going hard down on that tower at bottom lane. They really want to take it out. And the Kha'Zix is down here. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like the Cho'Gath's trying to go him under the tower. But Cho'Gath's perfectly fine with this. He can sit under that tower as much as he wants to take it. He does have himself up the Glacial Shroud now, so he's going to be able to output a lot of damage whenever he feels like it down on that lane. Hold on, guys. I forgot. I got to add something in these cars. Whoopsies, my bad. Whoop. There you go. Let's go like that. There we go. That's a lot better for you guys. So now we can just keep going on with our little land. Okay. There we got that, and the hook goes in from Blitz down on the Taric, and the big ultimate comes out from, and it does look like we have a little bit of trouble for Blitzcrank, and the ult does go down, and it hits the Ezreal as well. Ez should be able to get out of this without too much of an issue, and then we have another engagement coming up onto the top lane, Kha'Zix versus Cho'Gath, but it's just damage trading up there, and it does look like the Ezreal managed to get out of that pretty unscathed. Yeah, he's got plenty of health there. He does have his Bloodthirster up. How many stacks? He's got 30 stacks on it so far. So he's almost up to the 40. Kha'Zix is walking around on the top lane, and Cho'Gath, every time he gets one of these minion kills, he manages to get a little bit of health back, so he's getting plenty up here. He gets 53 health and 6.2 mana for every minion he kills, so he's going to be awful tanky up there. He's going to be very hard to kill for that Kha'Zix on solo. But we do have this Ezreal. Oh, that shot goes through. Just manages to pick up on the Ezreal, so Ez should be able to hold here pretty well. And he's doing alright down there, and they do look like Ruby Sightstone, so he does have Ghost Wards, as well as Ward Refresh. And just the Sightstone coming out for the Taric at the moment. So, but we do have the Ezreal. He's down here. It does look like the Maokai is coming in here. We went Twisted Advance. Oh no, he managed to get out, but the Taric's coming in as well. And the Taric might actually be able to turn around. And there we go, the big thing goes on. The pull comes in. Blitzcrank with the big kick. Teleport coming in down here at the bottom lane. Cho'Gath's down here. And now we just need to try and get out. And the Feast comes out from Cho'Gath, and they do go down. It does look like the Blitzcrank is going to be knocked out. Xin Zhao is trying to come down here right now and help out the Mayo. And it looks like Blitz running for his life. He is going to be able to get back in tower range, but they are so tanky. They are going to be able to tank this tower. And the knock up, and no, he looks like he's going to try and get out of here. Xin, what are you doing? You're tanking way too much of that tower right now. He's going to try and get out of it, and there we go. It looks like they're finally backing out of there. They realise they can't tank that tower. Cho is just quite tanky, but he does have himself a frozen heart right now, so he should be able to tank that up. But Xin, way too little on health, tanked up that tower for way too long. He does not have the armour that Cho'Gath has right now. It does look like Cho'Gath's going to be moving into the middle lane. Looks like he's just going to do a little bit of damage there under the Zed with the knock-up. No real ability power on Cho'Gath right now. He's got 13, but that's mostly from runes or masteries. So he's got it, but it does look like that we have the Kha'Zix. It looks like they're going for a bit of a lane swap, but they've sent the Rise going into the top lane against the Kha'Zix. I don't know if this is a good idea, because the Kha'Zix is very, very deadly right now. And against the Cho'Gath, he can't do too much, because Cho'Gath's so tanky, but against the Rise, if the Rise overextends just a little bit, he's going to get himself absolutely face melted by the Kha'Zix. We'll jump back down the middle, bottom lane. It does look like the Ezreal is still farming up nicely. Has about a 20 CS advantage over the Varus right now. But Kha'Zix pulled massively away from the Cho'Gath. There is only about 2,500 gold lead at the moment, going the way of strength in numbers. It looks like this Varus really was really trying hard to wave clear right now. Really wants to try and get away from the lane by the look of it. How much gold has he got sitting there waiting? He does have only 600 or something, so I don't know why he's trying to push out as hard as he possibly can. But we do see, there we go, Tarek overextends again, manages to get pulled in. The ult goes out from Israel, but unfortunately the knock-up didn't go off. Blitz missed the knock-up last second, but there we go. It looks like they've gone back again. So they've swapped back lanes, and Kha'Zix is just having a bit of fun with the Cho'Gath. Just trading damage up there on the top lane. Kha'Zix has managed to pick himself up a BF sword, as well as got a brutalizer, as well as a pickaxe. I don't know whether he's going in Infinity's Edge or what he's doing, but he does have a lot of damage output right now. So it'll be interesting. And it looks like Zin's clearing out some wards down here on the bottom lane. They might be getting ready to go for a bit of a Roche. He's having a thing, but it looks like he's made it look like he's going back up, and now he's moving himself back down into the bottom lane. So yeah, there goes the blast out from Israel. So they know he's down here now. They're just going to move out. They're just going to make sure that they're well out of the way, that there's nothing going to end up getting ganked off or anything. And the Mayo was down here anyway for backup just in case. But we do go back to the middle lane, where we do have Rise as well as the Zed going up against each other. And I mean, like, this Zed is just absolutely decimating the mid lane. And I mean, Kha'Zix is now getting himself a nice advantage up on that top lane as well, with the amount of last hits he's got. And I mean, like, as much as Cho'Gath is trying to slow him down, he's just too easy to farm. He's just can farm so easily. Looks like he's finally going back to base. He wants to go and buy up, and he does have 1.3 thousand gold. He does get knocked up and stopped from going back by the Cho'Gath. It doesn't look like the Cho'Gath wants him to go back, but he's pushing the lane. He really wants to try and take this tower. He wants to stop this Kha'Zix from being able to go back. And the Kha'Zix is really trying hard to not let that happen. And look at the Cho'Gath. He's just standing under the tower. He's just harassing down this Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix finally going back now. He should be able to get out perfectly fine. The ult does go off from Ezreal. He does hit off a couple of players. The Xin is down here, so with Maokai not ready anywhere seen for a counter gank, it does look like the Cho'Gath is going to be able to take down this top tower. Yeah, he's got plenty of time up here. No, it doesn't look like he's going to. No, the Maokai comes up here and does manage to, is going to be able to manage to hold that tower. Israel is farming pretty well down here. The Varus is actually keeping up quite nicely. He's still only 20 CS behind. It does look like Israel is going back home. Israel does have 1,500 gold, so he's going to be able to finish up something. Yeah, last Whisper he goes straight into, so he's got now that armor pen. And looks like both of them backed off, so it looks like Zin's time is massively wasted up here. And it does look like they're going to be trying to get something, and oh no. Just about was in range for that twisted advance, but he went into the shadows and there was nothing in there to see. It does look like he's been evolved again. So, evolving, what has he managed to evolve? He's got Chain of Corrupt, oh that's a Varus, my bad. The Void Assault. Well, look at it. And look at the Varus. Varus is just trying to harass down under this tower. And it looks like the Israel is just being perfectly fine with farming under his tower. No issues there. Looks like Varus is finally going to go back home. Interesting to see what he's picked up another BF sword. So I don't know what exactly he's going for. He does have 1,800 gold. So we'll see in a minute what he actually picks up with that BF sword. He picks up his boots and a pickaxe. So it looks like he's going straight into it in Infinity's Edge. He's not going to even worry about getting any sort of attack speed. Where the Ezreal, he's picked up that last Whisper. He's really going to want to pick it up. And there we go. You got the turret come down. He is actually going to plop the ult, but oh, this is a lot of trouble for him. And if that Blitz actually manages to catch up and get a hook off, it's going to be a lot of damage. No, Varus shows up just in the nick of time again. Teleport coming in, and the thing, and it does look like Blitz is in a lot of trouble down here. He is going to get feasted on by the Cho'Gath, and it does look like Xin. Will Xin go down to the Kha'Zix? Xin. No, it looks like he will just survive. He gets away with Barger all HP, and it looks like they're coming down for a big push on bottom, and that's Xin. How much health did he survive on? There he is. He survived with, less than 100 HP by that time. But they have taken the turret up at top lane. It does look like Mayo's down here now. He's here to help, but unfortunately that tower is going to go down. That Cho'Gath just so tanky on the front lines, not going to be able to do anything. And another tower goes down in the mid lane, so that's 3 towers that have gone down in the last minute for him. And Zed's down here. It looks like, oh no, he could be in a little bit of trouble. No, they let it off too early. Tarek was nowhere near in range, so there's no possible way he was going to be able to get that. It looks like they're rotating around. They want to try and take this mid turret now. Let's show you. So taking, oh, Kha'Zix, what are you doing? Oh, he can turn around and actually do something about this now. And oh, almost takes out, but there's going to be an engagement come down here. Ezreal looks like he's trying to stay in the back line. He wants to output as much damage as he possibly can. He is getting the Cho'Gath, that tanky Cho'Gath. It looks like he is getting whittled down there by everyone. He does have to flash out, but he is getting quite niggled down by it, and he is going to get shut down by the Maokai. The ultimate does go off from Varus, holds him out of position, but the Cho'Gath did go down. So without the Cho'Gath, big tanky in front, disrupting everyone, it's going to be very, very hard for these guys to hold another tower. It looks like they're going to go straight out and go to Dragon. They know the Varus has to back out. They know that Tarek had to back out, so they're just going to go straight into Dragon. And with the Ezreal, how he's going as he is right now, he's going to be able to do this very, very quickly. Yeah, he's got the BF sword. How many stacks has he got up on that right now? He's still got 30 stacks. Maxed out on stacks on it, and he's just going to go back into the lane and farm up even more. He does already have that dagger, so it's going to be interesting to see what he goes. He has enough to pick up the Zeal if he wants, but only about another 800 more gold, and he's got the full Phantom Dancer. So he might just wait off for that. It looks like he's going to be perfectly fine. We do have Blitzcrank coming down here. It looks like he's trying to scout out, puts a ward in the bush. He just wants to make it safe for the Ezreal to be able to farm. And we do have Varus. It looks like Varus is going to be farming up in that mid lane, trying to catch up as much as he can. Still only 20 CS away, which is very, very good. But this Zed compared to the Rise, 70 CS difference, and then you've got another 50 on the difference between the Cho'Gath and the Kha'Zix. I mean, as much as Cho'Gath is tanky, he just really doesn't have that much damage output at this point in time. He's just a straight tank that's going to just stand in front, and it does look like the mid tower will go down. Varus taking that out with the help of Rise and Tarek. Then looks like they're still just going to be keeping dancing around up in top lane. If we have a quick look over, Rise has managed to pick up that Archangel staff, as well as having a Seeker's Guard. Zed has picked up his Bloodthirster, as well as a Black Cleaver and a Phage, so it looks like he's going to be going in next for that Frozen Mallet to be able to tank up a lot more damage. He doesn't have much in the way of armor or anything, but here we go. It looks like Kha'Zix is going down on that Cho'Gath. He wants to try and output a bit of damage on him, and it does look like that, yeah, the Maokai was coming up there to try and help out, and Tarek was just like, yeah, let's get out of there. And Ezreal going back to base, probably has enough gold to pick up himself up that Phantom Dancer. Yeah, he hasn't gone into the Phantom Dancer actually, he's gone into the Stark Shiv, so he's actually got quite a bit of attack speed coming out of there. Still some good crit movement speed comes, not the best movement speed, but he doesn't really need that, but he does get that bonus lightning proc whenever he moves around enough. And you have a look, it's already charged up, it's at maximum, and there we go, all the charge goes out, and then all he needs to do is keep moving around. He just needs to keep moving around, keep attacking, and you watch it. There you go, charged up again. So it doesn't take all that long for him to be able to do it, and it stacks really nicely with his attack speed. So I'm just waiting now. It seems like they're going for a bit of a lull in the game. It's 9-8, and this is a much better game than what we did. 5,000 advantage still with strength in numbers. This is going to come down to a Baron fight where we see that nice little dance that happens around the Baron pit. And they love to do that, and it can last from anywhere to 5 to 15 minutes, where nothing happens, a pick off here and there, and they just keep dinging. But here comes Kha'Zix. Cho'Gath's coming in to try and stop him, and there's no help here coming out. And the Kha'Zix, just look at him, he just stands there. Not quite as tanky as the Cho'Gath, but he can still take enough damage from him. Actually, it looks like he was going to actually want to go back, but it looks like the blue buff's up. They want to take it away from anyone, and Tarek, oh, Tarek, you don't want to go in there, mate. And the Zin's coming in there, and there we go, they managed to take it. Cho'Gath's coming in here right now, and the Twisted Advance goes off, the knockback as well from the Mayo, and the Mayo, will he miss it? Yes, the Vorpal Spikes did, sorry, not the Vorpal Spikes, the knock-up. Rupture did manage to miss, but we do have the Blitzcrank. It looks like he's trying to counter ward at the moment. He does have himself an Oracle, so he will be getting around the map with that. So he can counter ward, get out as much as he can. Ezreal pushing out that bottom lane as far as he possibly wants. Has managed to pick himself up that Shiv. And now it's going to be, what's his next item going to be? Picks himself up interesting. Picks himself up a Giant's Belt, so I'm wondering what he's actually going to be going into with that. Maybe a Frozen Mallet, wants to get the slow proc coming out as well. Or maybe something else. Most likely you usually see a Guardian Angel come out on your AD carries, but he's not going really into that. It might be his last item that he wants to build, but we do have interesting coming out. We do have the Ezreal standing in mid. The retreat has come back out. The blue buff does go onto the Kha'Zix. So Kha'Zix with a blue buff, because the Mayo already has one that he stole from the enemy team. And it does look like we're going up. Blitzcrank and Ezreal both going up. And they don't see the ward there, because Blitzcrank was around the other side. Here we go. Now they're going to be able to see it. He's going to walk around. He's going to see the ward. He's going to just take it out. Not too much of an issue. And it looks like, there we go. The Cho'Gath was trying to stop him from doing that, but unfortunately, a little bit too late on that. Didn't have the time, didn't have the backup to do it. And here we go. Oh, Mayo. Mayo, you could be in a lot of trouble, mate. Nope, looks like he's going to be perfectly fine. We do have the Blitzcrank here. Blitz, is he going to pull? Is he going to pull? Is he going to pull? Oh, no. He also misses the pull there on the Cho'Gath, but the Cho'Gath isn't exactly the guy you want to pull. Way too tanky. You want to take out something like the Varus or even the Rise. Get them out of the equation. Here comes the dance. They're all hanging around the Baron pit. They all want to try and get up, get the Baron. And we're 32 minutes into the game, so yeah, it's usually about how it happens. We do have a ward sitting up there on the high ground. They're just waiting to jump over and get anyone who wants to do it. Ezreal goes back into the jungle, farms up that Wraith camp, perfectly fine. Zed looks like he's going to go out and push down on the bottom lane. He does not have a TP. They're just going to disengage it. They really don't want to fight. They got the Ezreal here. Ezreal's going to be perfectly fine to clear out this wave all on his own. And plus he's got the bonus tank ability now that he's actually managed to pick himself. Pick himself up. Sorry about that. Pick himself up the Giant's Belt. So he should be going okay right now. Sorry. I'm getting spam messaged by everyone at the moment. It's a little unfortunate, but it does happen. So, yep, here we go. Big engagement coming out right now, and it looks like they finally had enough. The Xin is almost dead. He's almost gone down, and it does look like they are going to take out the Xin's out. Ezreal does manage to take out the Rise, and it looks like, Imperatorius is in a lot of trouble right now. The knock up on the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath so tanky. He's able to survive so much. It looks like Ezreal is going to end up taking him out. Zed goes down as well. So that's their first casualty with this. Ace goes out, and they barely get anyone killed. They're all low life, but no one gets killed except for the Zed. So a complete team wipe for one person. It does look like they're going to be going in for the Roshan. I don't know about this because Mayo is very, very low, but he's going to throw down his release damage. Blitz really can't tank up that, so they are going to let the Zed take it. They are going straight in for it. No one's going to respawn in time for this. As long as none of them die, they will be perfectly fine. Baron will go down. Strength in numbers will pick that up with no issue. And was he respawned? No, Zed wasn't respawned yet, so he's not going to be able to get the Baron buff, but it is going to help out the rest of the team. That Kha'Zix, big plays coming in there in that last little fight. Just jumping in on all of them and just really just letting out his burst and decimating their whole team. But it does look like strength and numbers are really getting out of control right now. They are managing to win. They're being pushed and pushed and pushed this game. Like, we haven't seen them push this hard all game, but they have managed to win a massive team fight there. Ezreal, big DPS coming out of here. It looks like he picked himself up a Warmogs, so he's got 1,000 bonus health plus everything that he's going to get from when he starts killing off some more minions, and he has managed to pick up a pickaxe, so that's most likely going to be going into an Infinity's edge for him as well. So he's going to have that Infinity's edge for the crit as well as everything else, but he does have that Warmog, so he's very, very tanky at the moment. No armor, no real armor to speak of, nothing else like that, but he does have the life points to be able to get bursted through. He does, if you remember, he did have that page his runes actually gave him some bonus magic resist and armor, so he does have that. And it does look like Kha'Zix is going straight in. Look at the damage. Already a quarter of his health gone just from one outburst from Kha'Zix. That Rise will not survive very, very long. And it looks like Zed, he's going to be pushing down on that bottom tower. He's just going to be pushing that up. And it does look like the which tower was that? Purple team. Top tower ended up going down. Just the minions. And we do have the rest of them down here. It does look like a Cho'Gath. It looks like he wants to come in from behind. Knock-up goes up on the Blitzcrank, but not that much. Ezreal, he's just beaten down on this tower. That tower's going to go down very, very easily. Zin's actually gone down to defend against Zed. Zed, what's he going to do? Is he actually going to engage on the... Nope. It looks like they're just going to rotate around. They want to take out this tower as well. And leap in. And the pull, it is going to latch up on him, and he is going to be taken out here. And Zin manages to knock up the Blitzcrank onto the high ground, but it doesn't do much. The knock up from Cho'Gath, and the ultimate goes out from Ezreal, goes through the team. The Zed manages to take out that tower, while the Zin goes down by a great hook there from Blitz up onto the high ground, and they are going to engage. And look at that burst damage coming out from Kha'Zix, instantly dead. The Cho'Gath, their tank, their front line man is absolutely gone, and it does look like the Tarek's going to go down. A nice ultimate there by Varus, but unfortunately it was too little too late. Kha'Zix jumps in and annihilates Varus. No chance whatsoever, and that's going to be the first inhibitor we've seen down in this entire tournament, because everyone else has surrendered before then, but it looks like they're going to go straight in for the GG. No one's respawning for at least another 14 seconds, and it looks like that Strength in Numbers will be taking this game. They are going to rip it apart. And there goes the surrender vote. Strength in Numbers take out their third game in a row. Wasn't as convincing as the rest of the games, but it was quite well played right at the end. Congratulations to those guys, absolutely ripping this apart. This tournament apart. I mean, like, they've gone through to the grand final of the upper bracket. We still have a couple of extra games to go for the lower bracket, as well as the at least one more in the upper bracket, which will be our grand final. Best of 3, 1 game advantage to whoever wins the upper bracket grand final, and we will be back shortly with that. Don't forget, guys, I am at Respawn number 27. Head over to www.respawn.com.au. You can see everything that's going on over there. There will be pics up, there will be videos, as well as everything else. I am Ragnarok, I am from GameStar. Don't forget to check out GameStar. We do have our social media at www.facebook.com/GameStar and twitter.com/GameStar. Don't forget to go over and check out our website at www.gamestar.com, and don't forget, guys, to also check out Respawn Lan, Twitter and Facebook. They're both at Respawn. So, I am Ragnarok, and I will be seeing you guys for the upper bracket grand final.